Last year, we bought this 20-acre piece of raw land in the inland northwest to explore a different way of living. Since then, we have been discovering more about our new land, working to make it livable and navigable while preserving its natural beauty, learning by doing, and creating a space that reflects our values and how we want to live. Hello and welcome to another hideaway video. It is a lovely evening in late July and today we are foraging for some wild berries on our property.
Lately, two different kinds of berries have been showing up all over our property, thimbleberries and Juneberries. So today we're gonna pick them. They taste so good, so I'm very excited. Here's some thimbleberries here.
This right here is a thimbleberry we've discovered. So they're very delicate and they're very similar to raspberries. We've looked up a little bit about them. So these are in the same family as raspberries and blackberries. They have very large leaves that Rachel discovered you can make tea with and are really good for a lot of different things. Red, flat, dome-shaped, almost like a raspberry, but less glossy and more delicate. You see they're very delicate. They are edible. They taste tart and sweet. They're often dry and crumbly compared to cultivated raspberries. Great for jams, drying, or eating fresh if you don't mind the seeds. I don't seem to mind the seeds. I think they're delicious. These are all over our property. And if you're new here, we have 20-acre property. So we haven't even scratched the surface with exploring it in the last 9 months since we've been here. We're also going to find some Juneberries, which look very similar to blueberries, but they're not blueberries.
You don't really taste the seeds at all. Like, they're not something you spit out or anything. I think it tastes delicious.
Really good antioxidants, vitamin C, iron. Don't worry, we looked all into these berries. We looked them up thoroughly before we started eating them. So we didn't just find random berries and started eating them.
I just picked some leaves so I can try out the tea tonight too. I'm really excited.
Ah, another batch. Trying to eat the berries.
Yo, go on, Miso.
Here, Miso, you can have this one. Sit. You sit. Good girl. It's also fine if we don't pick them because that means that either animals are going to eat them or they're going to fall to the floor and become more berry plants next year. Here's a bunch more in here. Check out this mushroom looking thing. So that fungus is called chicken of the woods. It gets its name chicken of the woods because it has a thick, meaty texture.
Big, meaty claws!
Some say its texture and taste are similar to cooked chicken when prepared. However, only certain types are considered safe, and even those can cause reactions in some people, especially ones growing on conifers like pine or hemlock. So we're gonna go ahead and not eat that. Also, neither of us love mushrooms, so that's okay. Something died here. We have made it down to the corner of our property where we know there are a lot of Juneberries. So look at these.
Juneberries!
Look at all these berries. They look very, very similar to blueberries. Let me get you one. They look just like blueberries, but they're not, and they're not even in the same family. I read that they're more closely related to apples and pears than they are blueberries, but they look exactly like blueberries.
Kind of has like a pear aftertaste, like in a really good way. It like starts like maybe a hint of blueberry and then it's like pear, but I really like it.
They're a unique flavor. They don't taste like blueberries, but they are good. So we looked into these as well, a little bit about them, while Rachel picks some behind me. They're most commonly called service berries. They're also called Saskatoon berries, Juneberries, or shadbush, depending on the region. They are deep purple, almost black when ripe, and they grow in small clusters. They're edible and sweet. They do resemble blueberries in appearance and flavor. Edible raw, great for jams or pies, and highly nutritious. I also saw that you can make wine out of them. Probably will one day. We can feed them to our dog, just not too many at a time. And chickens love them too, and we have 4 chickens, so we can feed them to them. High in antioxidants, vitamins like C and A, and fiber. They support heart health, may regulate blood sugar, have anti-inflammatory properties, and are good for your gut. Plus, they just grow wild, so there's no maintenance involved. We actually tried planting blueberries in the spring, and let's just say it didn't work out. Both plants are completely dead. We tried to make the right pH for the soil and everything and watered them, and they still died, but it was unusually dry.
We didn't water them enough.
We probably didn't water them enough, but we did try to water them and they didn't make it. But we have these giant bushes just full of berries that grow naturally. We don't have to do anything. Got him. Oh, I dropped a couple. Miso, you eat those. Got some big, juicy ones over here. You know we're supposed to be collecting them too. Can't eat all of them.
They're so good.
We are walking through some very high stuff, but these are pretty much all June berries, service berries, all of these plants. Not growing berries quite as well as the ones down there. It seems like they need optimal amount of sun and shade to really grow berries, but we are still finding them through here. And we're going towards a more open space up here where we're hoping we're gonna find a bunch more berries. More berries.
Thank you.
This is where we were trying to get to. Large open pasture between the trees, because we know that these berries grow in the sun, but not too much sun. So they're surrounded by trees. So we're hoping to find large clusters of berries in here. I also plan to snowboard through here during winter. Seems like just sloped enough and it's nice and open and the snow will pack all this stuff down.
Yeah.
What are those? This is a big berry tree. We haven't looked these up yet, but there's a lot of berries on this big tree. I don't know what those are. That's like an actual tree. That's not even just a bush. Where's a more berry tree? We're gonna get a sick angle here. Such a sick angle, dude. Luckily, the animals that go through here have carved out a nice path because you can see how tall all this grass is, but you can see a path moving through it. Are you just having the best time ever? There are so many berries up in this tree and a lot of June berries running up it, but they're really high up. See if I can bring one of the branches down. Not for good, just grab it and pull it down so that I can grab the berries off of it. There we go. Barely even scraped the surface with that one branch. And they're everywhere. Look at these.
Oh, there's a whole bunch right there.
Okay, these ones, we don't know what they are. If you do know, then please help us out in the comments. I'll put the camera right up to them. They're kind of high. The larger tree. I know that's the first time we're seeing those kinds of berries. You gotta look into them before we can start picking them and eating them and stuff. Just stumbled upon this huge bush of the same June berries, but they are everywhere. This one's huge. All the way up there, growing a ton.
These are big ones too. Look at this cluster.
Yeah, these are nice ones.
Ooh.
These things are freaking everywhere. All done foraging for the evening. How fortunate are we to have wild berries growing on our property that we bought sight unseen, never been in the area before we bought this, and just have these wild berries growing here that we can enjoy. Very delicious and nutritious.
The deer also love them. We've seen more deer around recently and we think they're eating the berries, so we're happy to share.
And that's on top of our amazing year-round creek down at the bottom that was not advertised in the listing of this property, or the waterfall coming from the spring into the creek. Look at all these delicious berries we just foraged for less than 2 hours, just walking around our property. Came home with the goods. Came home with the goods. That might be another little catchphrase. Put that on a shirt. See if our chickens will eat some. What's this?
Yeah, they really like those. Oh, no fighting.
What's this, chickens? Hey, what's this?
Wow, they love these berries.
They're fighting over it.
Wow, they eat those quickly. Who knew the chickens were gonna like those berries so much? Good thing we have a lot of them.
Well, there's our day of foraging. Hope you enjoyed the video.
Thanks for joining us on this adventure. It's been so fun.
We'll see you in the next one. Go watch our other videos if you haven't already. They're great.